What part of being an adult were you absolutely not prepared for? Parents getting old. 2 years ago I was absolutely living the life. I'd moved out to Australia and my quality of life had skyrocketed. I went back home for the first time a few weeks ago and suddenly realized my parents are getting old. All of a sudden I'm worried about how long I can stay here and if I'll have to leave my career, relationships, friends behind. I know if I discuss this with my mum and dad they'd tell me to stay and do what's best for me, but I'm not sure I can let them grow old without me. You ducking mailed this question. Planning out a week's worth of meals before going to the grocery store and then not wanting to eat the meal I planned, but doing it anyway. Worst part of this is remembering being a kid and having a go at your mom for buying the same shit week in week out, and then you get to adulthood and realize how impossible it is to plan a week's meals just for yourself, and that your mom was a literal hero because she managed this every week. Interviewing for jobs that I don't really want. Why should we hire you? Because you need someone to put items on the shelf FFS. I have arms and can do this for you in exchange for cash. LMAO god, I wish I could just say that to one of these duckers. Yes, I know that I have no experience. That is why I'm here. Just give me a bunch of ducking boxes and I can show you that I know how to place them on top of a shelf. Still thinking my parents are adults, but I'm not. I'm constantly looking for a more qualified adult for supervision. I volunteered at a lot of events where I was the adult and was confused when people no more than 5 years younger than me approached me like an authority figure. Realizing that time does in fact fly by. A wise man once said the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Didn't make sense not to live for fun / your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. Having all my close friends slowly drift apart. Yeah, this, all those board games collecting dust. I feel this. I got 2 board games for Christmas. I brought one to a party and everyone said it was too hard. It was only hard because they didn't pay attention when I was explaining and re-explaining the rules. Then we played Cards Against Humanity, which can be fun, but honestly, that's what everyone plays at every party for the past 10 years. It's boring. The fact that my progress in life, emotional, mental and physical, is completely and wholly my responsibility. No one really pushes you to do the right thing. It's ridiculously daunting. If I don't motivate myself to do something, I'll never make any progress. When you're young you have parents, teachers, etc. to push you, but when you're an adult you have to do everything yourself. Or they didn't push you because you did alright enough not to fail or draw attention. It followed into adulthood and you've just kinda been skating by, only to now you realize you've set yourself back years of actual progress and stability as an adult. This shit is the core of my anxiety. There's always something you have to do. Like even when relaxing there's things you really should be doing. Every time I'm trying to relax these days I feel guilty that I'm not doing something else. It sucks. I do ironing in front of the TV. Close saint I get to relaxing. The first time I got an ear infection so bad that it gave me vertigo. I made it to the bathroom before I threw up, but missed the toilet, and I couldn't just crawl back into bed and sleep it off. I had to clean it up first, because there was nobody there to clean it up for me. Not having someone to help you when you're sick really sucks. I got sick after drinking one night, collapsed into bed, and threw up on my sheets. I had to clean it all up myself. I think I repressed the memory of the smell. Burying dad, had to take charge, but had mum and brother to take the strain and share the process. Burying mum, on my own, no family to help. Going through all mum's belongings and realizing that I'm the only one left that these trinkets mean anything to, that they'll end up in the bin when I'm gone. Realizing I'm an orphan, on my own in my adopted country. Knowing as I get older so are my parents. I'm barely 23 and I can't imagine losing my parents. I was 23 when my dad died. I'm 30 now and I'm still rocked by it. His birthday was yesterday and I spent an hour watching scenes from his favorite movies on YouTube. Loneliness. The depressing monotony of working the same job day after day. It hurts my soul for hours. The other day I was in the break room with my coworker and boss. I looked out the window and to be funny I said there's a whole world out there. But we all felt the struggle of being stuck inside all day. Also, coworker and I saw in our pay stub the total number of hours we had been at the office. We wanted to cry lol. Here's some real depressing math for you. Every 4.2 years you're employed full time you will spend 1 continuous year working, not including the time spent commuting or getting ready for work. Paying attention to what makes healthy poops. I wish someone had taught me this years ago. Why? Is there something I've missed out on? Laundry. The chore that is literally never finished. Edit. Wow. Thanks for Silver and on Redditor. Glad to know I'm not alone in the endless laundry battle. After the teenage boys decided to not participate in helping with the laundry, I decided to no longer dithiz. It was a beautiful day when the first one realized they were out of clean socks and underwear right before getting ready for school. Not having clean underwear or socks never stopped me. Imposter syndrome. Definitely this. I tell myself I can do my job, but I just feel like I'll be found out one day that I'm inadequate. People in my life think I'm smart. I think I'm only good at making them think that, and eventually someone will discover that I know nothing and have lucked my way to this point. How incompetent everybody is. When I was a child, adults always had the answer. You would look at somebody in their 30s and they knew, had their stuff together, they had a house, a partner, 2.4 kids, a good career. Basically, adults knew what they were doing, everything was under control. Now I'm an adult, everything is a poop show. I'm the person who allegedly knows what they are doing. Half the time I'm just making stuff up. Everyone is doing this. Our whole society is held together by well-meaning people making guesses and duct tape. It is terrifying. Not having other adult friends, or even potential adult friends close at hand. When you're a kid, friends, or even potential friends, are almost always close. Close by proximity. Close by in the same class. Close by at the same stop. Close by at the same swim meet. When you're an adult, you're more closed off. By your commute. By the train. By the bus. By the preschool schedule. By the 37.5 hours a week that you close yourself off from the ones that actually matter the most to you, so that you can, in turn, support the ones that matter the most to you. So you close yourself off from the ones that actually matter the most to you, so that you can, in turn, support the ones that actually matter the most to you. Anything finance related. Bills, interest, loans, credit cards. I didn't understand most of it, nor did I take it seriously. The education system in the US does kids a huge disservice when it comes to this. I never knew what credit was, I never knew what a mortgage was, or how you got loans. I thought most banks would just kinda give them to you if you hadn't had a bunch, IDK, or how banks will charge you compound overdraft fees, refuse to help out with it, then file to collections, and also to checks systems, which will prevent you from getting another bank account down the road. The financial world is so complicated and nuanced, I cannot believe nobody ever mentioned any of it to me. Not once. If and when I have kids, I'm going to help them avoid all this nightmarish shit I've had to put up with when it comes to money. I'm gonna need to fix my credit before all of that happens, though, for sure. How expensive it is to live/exist, and the fact that everyone lives outside of their means blows my mind. That most people choose to get loans or finance every little thing. Being in charge of all my meals. I gained 40 pounds within like 6 months. Edit. For clarification, this was like 14 years ago when I started college. And the main culprits were the Chick-fil-A on campus and frozen food like pizza and corn dogs. I have the opposite problem, where I'm not eating enough because I can't afford and don't have the energy to prepare all my meals. I was not prepared for how much time goes into actually feeding myself properly. Don't have energy to cook because I have eaten. Haven't eaten because I don't have the energy to cook. Having a job I don't like but can't quit because it pays well and wouldn't be able to get the schedule and paid leave anywhere else. I always assumed all grown-ups had jobs they loved, found out what they wanted to be, and lived happily ever after. That common quip about how money can't buy happiness? Bullshit. Yeah, this is a rich people line. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy freedom from stress, which is pretty close.